Hi everyone, Sherry here. It's been a while since I've made a video and a lot has happened over the last 6 weeks or so. I attended Live Free, a business retreat with Nisha Moodley and Sarah Jenks in San Francisco. I dove headfirst into a 6-day human anatomy and dissection course here in California, which was life-changing, practice-changing, imagery-changing. After the dissection course, I went home and saw friends and family and did a little bit of work with some of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I just went to the SYTAR, Symposium for Yoga Therapy and Research. And one tidbit from the conference that I want to share is this. It was shared by Sandra McClanahan. She's a medical doctor and yoga therapist. And she works with Dr. Dean Ornish's program, which is lifestyle intervention, so nutrition, exercise, and yoga with meditation and mindfulness. It's a lifestyle intervention program that has been shown to reverse heart disease, not just limiting symptoms or helping people cope with symptoms and endure heart disease, but actual heart disease reversal. And this lifestyle program and this medical doctor, the one thing that she shared in her keynote that really struck me was about anger. And she said that her research, the body of research that is accumulating now, shows that how many times we get angry throughout the day is a greater predictor of heart attacks, heart disease, adverse events than cholesterol and blood pressure. Take that in for a moment. Blood pressure and cholesterol play some role, yet she, as a medical professional, is looking at the body of work, the research that's there, saying very clearly that how often we get angry is more of an impact on our heart health, longevity, and well-being. I also had a business coaching call with one of my mentors, business mentors, this morning, and I asked her at one point, out of the online program that you offered, which I took this spring, and I'll be going back into that material, I asked her what of anything in that program was the most powerful, or kind of where to start, where to focus my time, what's going to make the biggest impact out of her whole body of work in that program. And she gave me 2 tips, one of which was the work around forgiveness. We know that the physical is related to emotional, mental, spiritual, and vice versa. We know that there's an exchange in these different layers of our humanness. And I'm encouraged by the research that's coming out, as well as challenged by the research that's coming out, that is proving to us that pills have a place, but they're not the answer. Surgery and acute medical services can save lives, but they don't necessarily give us the quality of well-being, the quality of life that we all deserve, and many of us proactively work towards and desire. And I know that it's brave work. It requires us to look at our behaviors, our thought patterns. It requires us to cultivate relationships and feel connected, desire connection, and work towards connection. It's not as simple as just eating broccoli and going for a run and getting enough sleep. So, with that, I have been moved in a way I haven't been moved in a long time by both my work professionally and also personally as a woman, knowing friends of mine that are very impacted by what has happened in Orlando in particular. And I went in to teach yesterday morning, Monday morning, some yoga classes, and on my way there I had the news on the radio. And I generally fast from the news. Like, I literally get my news from friends that are like-minded who post on Facebook. Completely admit it. I don't have a TV. Jason and I talk about the news once in a while. but I don't generally seek it out. I trust that what's important to me, I will know what's happening in the world based on, like I said, those like-minded people in my world. So the news was on. I was driving to work. It's a short drive. They were interviewing, it was an NPR station, and they were interviewing people about what happened in Orlando. And I was observing in myself this aversion to hearing people's stories, hearing about the violence, hearing about the environment and experience that people were forced to have by this one person's actions. And I know that that will ripple through like the rest of their lives, the people that have experienced this, this trauma. It will be a long road for healing. So I was noticing in myself the aversion to the news and wanting to turn the radio off. And I chose to listen a little while longer. And then I did shut the radio off for my last 2-3 minutes driving in for class. So my 9:30 class starts, and we start with some breathing and meditation. We move through our whole asana practice into Shavasana, just resting in silence. And I saved the last maybe 8 to 10 minutes of class for a guided meditation. And after doing pranayama and meditation and imagery together, moving through our body, moving through our energy, I shared with them this story, and I said, you know, it's really easy for us to turn off the news, and my hope is that we will decide to not turn off our hearts. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling a lot of feelings about what's gone on, be with them. Rather than turning them off, negating them, avoiding them, distracting ourselves, numbing ourselves, whatever it might be, there may be a season where that's healthy for us. It allows us to function. It allows us to go on kind of with our day-to-day necessities. But I hope that through these practices, so my teaching, embodiment, movement, embodied living, my hope is that through these practices, we learn to trust our own strength and resilience. We can build a container for ourselves. We can create grounding for ourselves to weather through these storms in intelligent, compassionate ways. And yet inherently, embodied practice also makes us more able to feel. It makes us more sensitive, more compassionate, more empathetic. And that, again, also is research proven. So for those of you that know my work from 8, 10, 12, 15 years ago, starting out as a group exercise instructor, personal fitness trainer, et cetera, my work is still very much focused still on the physical body, physical embodiment and movement, mindfulness in action, or embodied mindfulness. But there's inherently been a process of maturing, a process of deepening my own practice, my own way of looking at the world. And these practices are essential. They really are essential. I really believe that the kind of mind and belief system that it takes to commit an act like this is connected to that person's embodied state. It is their identity, their way of being, at least temporarily or in moments. We all can understand this when we lash out, when we get angry, when we react, and then afterwards have that foresight, hindsight, I should say, to be able to look back and say, wow, I didn't respond very well in that moment. So learning to respond takes embodied practice. And our breathing is one of the key ways that we can help self-regulate and find balance. So what I'm going to do is share the meditation. It's kind of an adaptation from a meditation practice that Gary Kraftsow shared at SYTAR, the yoga therapy conference. And I'm going to put my own spin on it, but I invite you to look for it here. I'll share a link once it's ready. And you can also go and receive a free audio collection on the members area of my website. I love sharing my work for personal reasons, for a pat on the back. I love my work reasons for myself, but I really feel called this week to share it. I see many people hurting, many people struggling, many people maybe wanting and needing support, but they don't know how to get it. So if you are interested, if you are curious, if you are desiring some support for your own well-being, to build your own reserves of compassion, your own ability and capacity to pause and respond in a loving way, I invite you to go to members.sherrydostel.com. It's the membership area of my website, members.sherrydostel.com, and log in, register, create your free account. You can go in and already access several free meditations and audios that are there. Just click on free audio collection. It will say buy now or something like that, but just click on it. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. And I'll be adding this guided imagery and meditation practice that I've been using this week, again, adapted from Gary Kraftsow. So trust your embodiment, trust your breath, trust that you can decide how to respond. And it's learning that ability to pause, that ability to observe ourselves, observe emotion, observe physical sensation. That fundamental skill, to me, my belief is that's where it starts. That's where changing the landscape in our country and planet, that's where it's going to begin, or at least that's my gift. So enjoy. Much love to you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye.